A new study in the New England Journal of Medicine found dietary supplements lead to more than 20,000 emergency room visits a year. Here to help us better understand what we need to look out for when buying and using supplements is pharmacist Jim Morelli. Jim, thanks for being here.
My pleasure, Gina. Glad to be with you.
So what are the main causes of these emergency room visits?
Well, they found that most of them were young people who were taking things to lose weight, dietary supplements, herbal supplements, and also to boost energy. And you know, about 10% of those emergency room visits actually wound up in hospitalizations, and many of them were cardiovascular issues.
Is it because it was mixed with other medications, or what caused that?
Well, we don't know. And, and this really goes to the root of the supplement and vitamin issue. They're not regulated like prescription drugs are. Prescription drugs, before they go on the market, they have to be tested for safety and they have to be tested for efficacy. Supplement manufacturers do not have to do that testing, so they can just put things out on the market. And even worse than that, we've run into situations in which some supplements have not been what they say they are on the label. They've been adulterated. So you really have to be very careful as a consumer what you decide to buy if you're going to take a supplement or vitamin product. And one thing I recommend is that you look for something called the USP verified mark on the vitamin and supplement. It'll appear right on the packaging or right on the front of the label. USP stands for United States Pharmacopoeia. This is a scientific organization that for the past 200 years has been setting the standards for prescription drugs. And by the way, it is mandatory that prescription drugs meet the USP standard. They now have this program that's voluntary for vitamins and supplements. It's called USP Verified. Basically, the supplement manufacturer puts their product to USP and says, test this for us and tell us if we pass the test. And they check for the ingredient on the label, the dose on the label, whether it has any kind of contaminants in it, whether it's manufactured in a facility that meets good manufacturing practices, that is it clean? And also, if you take it, does it actually break down and give you the beneficial effect that you need? But I tell you what, it's very difficult if you don't have the USP verified mark on there to determine whether or not you've got a quality product.
Okay, so I'm on a supplement, hypothetically, to burn fat, and I'm on prescription medication. When I go to my pharmacist, what should I be asking my pharmacist?
You should be asking, look, I'm going to be taking this fat-burning supplement. I wish there were such a thing that worked well, right? But if there was a fat-burning supplement you wanted to take, you wanted to ask the pharmacist, first of all, are there any possible side effects from this based on what you can see of the ingredients? And again, if it isn't USP verified, we're not really sure those ingredients are what they say they are. But that's the first thing to ask. Second, if you're taking prescription drugs, will this interact with prescriptions? And third of all, do you have any medical condition that this might aggravate? Let's say you might have cardiac palpitations or something like that. Will this aggravate it? Is that possible? So those are the questions you ought to ask. And it's a good point to bring up because you should include your pharmacist and your healthcare professional, your team, your doctor, in your discussions about which supplements you plan to take.
All right, Jim, thanks so much for being here with us this morning. Very helpful information.